And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to the OSC Rising Star number 17 broadcast for day number 4. We are halfway through the broadcast. I mean, kind of halfway. We have 5 best of 3s. 5 best of 3s, and we just wrapped up with 2 of them. We just wrapped up with Nick Wright versus Foxter and Mute versus Mixu. Mixu was able to take his series against Mute, and now he's up against another Protoss opponent. And now we do have Mixu up against Sebesdes, also in the lower bracket in the second round. They're about to face off in another PvZ. Oh, and we're going to be loading into a very old map. I mean, I say very old. It's a couple of years old. It's been a couple of seasons here. We're going to be loading into Ancient Cistern. If you're watching this, if you're curious, like, hold up. Why are we loading into Ancient Cistern? What's going on? The same reason we just loaded into Ultra Love. It is because this tournament does allow players to vote on maps. They can vote on maps. They can vote on what maps they want to embrace and they want in their map pool in the tournament. And this map was voted in, and here we go, spawning in the bottom hand corner of Ancient Cistern. We have the yellow Protoss player, the yellow Protoss representing Team Roddy from the land of Czechia. It is Sebesdes. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the Finnish Zerg player, we have the blue Zerg. It is Mixu. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get into our PvZ. Let's go. Whew. Let us go. So we are jumping in. Now, coming into this, my assumption, of course, is that Sebesdes, he is a slightly higher tier player compared to Mute, and he can take it to Mixu. But as I mentioned previously before the break, I don't really know how to play Sebesdes at the moment. Sebesdes, he is less active compared to players like Geralt, players like Cristiano, players like Shameless, for example. There's a lot of other players out there that are just more active, that play in almost everything. Sebesdes, he's less active. He's a lot more selective with what he does and what he doesn't actually compete in. So it's a little bit harder, for me at least, to kind of gauge the skill of Sebesdes. Is he in form? Is he not in form? Is he rusty? You know, is he actively playing, actively practicing? We're about to find out. So now we have our standard openers. Now welcome to Ancient Cistern. Ancient Cistern was around a couple of years ago in the map pool. It was known for being a very large map. It is a very large map, but it's also a very open map as well. So it has that kind of other factor to it where you can knock down these rocks, you can open up the center, and it can be very difficult to actually push as a Protoss player without getting surrounded. Likewise, the bases themselves are a little bit more open. You can open up the center ramp area to rotate between the bases. We'll see if Mixu can break a turtling player, assuming that Sebesdes does try to rush into Skytoss. I know that Sebesdes, he's known for his Skytoss play, is known, of course, for being on Team Roddy. You know, the Phoenix is the logo of the team, so, I mean, that says something. So we'll see. We shall see. Oh, and as yes, este Grospapa, este Slow Joe as well. Meet him. Mute is annihilating their fellow mutes. Oh no. I didn't notice that when I was casting, that I felt almost redundant saying mutas and mute as well. Like it was becoming a bit much. Save them together. Yeah. Here we go. For now, we're building up, and we should be droning, saturating. Oracle should be on the way into a third base, into our tech of choice. If we ever see a deviation, we'll take note of that. Basically, we're waiting to see, do we go for an early Evo chamber, early roaches, early lair? So what is the tech going to be for Mixu? Likewise, for Sebesdes, we want to see the timing of the Twilight Council. We know it's coming, but is it as soon as the third base gets thrown down? Is it halfway through? Is it towards the end? Is it before the third expansion? When is the tech? You know, a nice snipe by Sebesdes. That should not have happened, but he does get an Overlord. Ay. Does supply block Mixu, and Sebesdes, he does waddle the hell out of there. So nice pickoff. Once again, similar to Mute, Sebesdes, he does not open up double adepts, so he doesn't have any adepts to harass the mineral lines, but he still finds some damage with the Stalker, so not bad. Still did find some damage. Does walk back. There's that third expansion, and we should soon be seeing the tech. As the Oracle does stay back home, we have a second Oracle on the way. Sebesdes being a little more passive here. And there it is, Forge and Twilight Council, standard follow-up. Getting into Blink. So standard follow-up here out of Sebesdes. We do have the early Roach Horn, no Eva Chamber. Okay, so no Chamber here out of Mixu, no plus on melee, going for Roaches, which can lead into a Roach heavy style. And we could even see a 3-base Roach all in just like last game. Or we could see Roach into Hydras instead. We'll keep an eye on Mixu. 2 up, second one-shot workers. They shade in towards the third. Heading on over to 9 mining. The Oracle comes in as well. No Spore. No Spore in position. Getting 5 drones so far. Getting 5, 6, 7. Getting up to 8. Oh my god. The Oracle's at the back of. There we go. 7 drone kills. Sebesdes pulls away. And so far, very nice damage at the third. Delayed mining time. Mixu has to re-drone. Has to resaturate. Lair is almost done. No Eva Chamber. Just now being thrown down. And after all those losses, it would make sense if Mixu were to commit. We'll see. We'll see if he drones up any further, and he is. Okay, we have the answer. 6 more drones. 6 more drones. He's droning up to 70. He's getting up to 4 base saturation, which means there's a higher chance he's going Roach into Hydra. That's his Roach speed. Droning up to 70. Gases are being taken. Okay. Taking our gases. So far, Mixu making a safety amount of Roaches. Spitting creep. We'll see how hard he commits. Losing Queen, losing 2 Overlords, getting supply blocked as well. 5 more, 6 more Overlords on the way. Mixu, he might be done droning. He did drone up to 72. That is, I mean, we have some saturation at the 4th base, but he might just cut workers here and just commit with pure Roach Queen. Roach Queen Ling. As I mentioned before, because of all the earlier losses, because he lost 7 drones at the beginning of the game, he might just feel like he's forced into an all-in where he has to commit. Because I don't see a Hydra den. So that's still trading well. Ooh, please add a couple of Stalkers. Lings are punished. We have Burrow on the way. Interesting. Getting to Burrow. Baneless as well. Heading into Ling Bane Roach Ravager. And the longer this game goes on, the better it is for Sebesdes. He's getting a second Robo, getting a Bait, getting into Colossus production. It's all or nothing for Mixu. It's go time. Here we go. We'll see if he can break the third. He gets swatted. Sebesdes is aware, getting in position. Colossus production has begun. He just needs a little bit more time. And Mixu can't quite engage. Gets a Stalker, not even. Nice blink control. And Mixu is missing his timing. Yeah, he's missing his window here. He's getting bullied back. He bleeds out all the Lings, bleeds out Roaches. The Colossus are coming. And once they arrive, I don't see the Roach Ravager army breaking through. And remember, as we mentioned, like the longer this game goes on, the worse it becomes for Mixu. Let's go for Dropper Lords. He's still not droning up. He's still not teching. And Mixu's getting ready for the second wave. Oh! Comes the second army. Bannings are denied. Yeah, there's already 2, soon to be 4 Colossus. Oh, Colossus out of position. Bars revealed. Uh oh. No tunneling claws. He was trying to get revelation on the tunneling claw roaches. That does give Sebesdes pause. He throws down cannons. Cannons on the way, observers on the way as well. Oh no, he doesn't see. Oh, the trap is actually working. He umbers. Timing on the Colossus, gets 1, gets 2, gets 3. Oh my god. Takes down all 3 Colossus. Very nice pickups. And Sebesdes, he will lose everything. He will lose the entire army. Oh my god. You know, I was gonna bring up the fact that, like, I wonder if he's just like staying here hoping that Sebesdes moves out, and it worked. GG. GG gets called. Mixu, he springs the trap, unburrows on top of the army, and with that, Mixu takes game number 1. GG. GG, well played. That should not have happened again. Sebesdes, he had the better army in a head-on fight that was favoring the Protoss, but he lost everything immediately. He was caught out on the map. He was caught with his pants down. Impressive is what I will say. Impressive that Mixu was able to pounce on the army, burrow underneath it without tunneling claws. Like, remember, there was no tunneling claws. There was no way for the roaches to actually move in position and actually tunnel under the army. He had to wait for the army to get on top of him. It was a big risk. It was a big gamble. Crazy. I'm very, very impressed and surprised it worked out. GG. GG, well played. Mixu in style, papi. Oh my god. Thought that was obvious, maybe only for us. If you remember, I should say that Sebesdes, he thought that there was tunneling claws, so he was trying to spot the army. That's why he had the revelation. And obviously he didn't know where the army was. So unfortunately, a bit of a misread out of Sebesdes. Also a little bit unfortunate because I don't know if you remember, Sebesdes, he had an observer. It was popping up from the robo, but it wasn't with the army. The observer was on the way, right? The observer was on the way. If the observer was with the army, different story, but it was lagging a little bit behind. Well, it's lagging behind, and here we go. Spawning in the top right hand corner of Tokamak, we have the yellow Protoss player, the yellow Protoss himself, representing Team Brody from land of Czechia. It is Sebesdes. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, winning that last game in style with the burrow roaches without tunneling claws, by the way. Just laying the trap and springing it on his opponent. We'll see if we can do something like that again. If we have the finished Zerg player, it is Mixu. Let's go. Pants were down. The pants were completely down. That was that was crazy. Aye, aye, aye. He had 4 Colossus back. Yeah, how do you deal with Colossus? You just let your opponent come to you. True, true. Big gamble out of Mixu. From here we're building up. We have a gate expand out of Sebesdes. So standard opener, likewise hatch gas pool out of Mixu as well. And welcome to Tokamak. Tokamak is one of the larger, more defensive maps in the map pool. One of the more defensive maps. With this, you can build up on a higher base count, and this is honestly going to be a really good map for Sebesdes to turtle up on 4 bases. If he wants to turtle on 4 bases and get into Sky Toss, this is the map to go for it on. At the same time, I would say that this is maybe a better map for Muta play. If Mixu, if he wants to go into Spire Tech, into Mutas, like, it would make a lot of sense here on Tokamak as well. So Mixu has options. He has options, man. Likewise, you could try to embrace a longer and later game and tech up very quickly into lurkers. Also an option. So now we're building up. First Adept moves out. Unlike the last game, there's no Stalker. Last game it was Adept into Stalker. This time double Adept from Sebesdes, being a little more active, being a little more in the face of Mixu. Oh, and Sebesdes opening up Void Ray first. Okay, not Oracle. With this, he'll be hunting down the Overlords, he'll be denying vision, and we can, from here, go into potentially some hidden tech, like a Fleet Beacon into Tempest, or like a Twilight Council into Glaive Adepts. Meanwhile, that's all the links. Jesus, that's a massive link flood on the way. 16 links in production, Adepts stay shaded into the natural. Drones are going to be going down, getting 3 drone kills, not bad. Gets 3 drones, but the Adepts, will they actually scout what's coming his way? Sebesdes, he does not. Yeah, Lings, they avoid the Adept. They make their way across the map. The wall is open. Uh-oh. The wall is open. The Void Ray moves out. The Void Ray is going to be less than ideal to defend. As Warp Gate is not complete and Lings are flooding in. Yeah, no Warp Gate. He cannot wall off. The pylons under fire. And Sebesdes GG gets called. He will lose everything. There's no defensive Oracle. There's no wall. There's no Sim City. And Mixu will win the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. A very fast, very swift game. We were talking about, I was expecting a longer, later game, especially on Tokamak. You can build up, but alas, we saw that Sebesdes was a little bit too greedy. He did opt to go for the Void Ray. He opted to delay his wall off. Unfortunately, with the Adepts, he failed to scout the Link Flood. He did commit in, which meant that he was his vision was limited. His vision was limited. He was in the middle line instead. He was killing workers. He did not see the massive Link Flood coming. He was in the dark. GG, well played with that. Mixu takes a very fast game 2 and takes the series. Impressive play here. Not gonna lie, I was definitely leaning towards Sebesdes a lot more coming into this series. And again, game 1 had a lot of potential, but Sebesdes did slip up. He was unable to scout, or he was unable to confirm where the army was, and he just stumbled upon the Roach army and he lost everything. Here in game 2, took a risk and failed to scout the all-in, the Link Flood. GG, well played. With that, Mixu will advance on. Sebesdes, he is out of the tournament. He's out of the OSC Elite Rising Star tournament. And Mixu will advance on to face off against... who? Oh, Demi! Let's go! So he will advance on. It's going to be ZVZ, not up next, but for Mixu's next opponent, it will be a Zerg player, fellow Zerg player in Demi. So best of luck to the two.